Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Kaspa update. What an amazing time here. Yesterday I put out a video laying out why we were going to set a new all-time high here. I was showing you the structures that, you know what, this is the same thing that has happened each and every single time. We have set a new all-time here on the price set. I also showed you a couple of indicators here where we were looking at the RSI saying that, you know what, we actually have an initial rejection here after being overbought, and then we even tend to go higher in the RSI on the second attempt, breaking into a new all-time high. And you can see this has been the case every single time we are breaking into new all-time highs. Take a look at this example here. This is something like the 6th of March 2023. You can see that we are breaking into a new all-time high after being initially rejected here on the RSI, setting an even higher RSI. So we have the same set of conditions happening right here. We have an initial rejection after being overbought, and we have another RSI rising right here, challenging that previous RSI that we have. So in my own opinion, if we continue doing the same thing here, we're even going to continue higher on the price set. But we also took a look at the RSI each and every single time we've broken into new all-time highs here, saying that we need a recovery from the flows, and that's exactly what we are getting at the moment. So the price is actually looking very good. We are satisfying all the conditions that we've had in the past, and it's looking really unreal, right? And on the MACD, what we were looking for was some growth right here, and you can see that this bar that we have here just overnight managed to flip whatever was happening here to satisfy that condition that we needed for a new all-time high. If you take a look at the previous ones, you can see growth here on the MACD according to the previous high that we are setting here. You can see the same thing happening here. There is just growth into the market, and in this instance as well, we actually see that the MACD was showing growth right here before a break into new all-time high. We also took a look at the 50 and the 100 daily moving average, and you can see that this is the case here when you're breaking into a new all-time high, that the 50 crosses below the 100, ends up crossing above the 100, and then you go to a new all-time high. See the same thing happening right here, 50 crossing below the 100, and then eventually the 50 crosses above, you set a new all-time high. We already had that condition satisfied here, 50 crossing below the 100, and then eventually the 50 crossing above the 100 to set a new all-time high. So we are looking pretty good here on the price set. Now the question remains, how high are we going to go from here, right? Is it safe really to be buying Kaspa at this price? I'm going to be showing you something that is interesting in the immediate short term, and it could actually be profitable right in the immediate short term, as I already mentioned. But let's quickly take a look at this right here. Let's go ahead and clear all these drawings and close these moving averages here. What we are looking for here is each and every single time that we have broken higher into the price and what has happened, right? So take a look at this area here. This is our first time. And then we can also go ahead and look at this area here. You are setting a new high right here. We're also setting new high right here. Let me go ahead and show that here you're setting a new high, and then you're also setting a new high at this point here. Let's go ahead and do that one more time here, and then you also set a new high here. Let's go ahead and do that here. You're setting a new high, breaking into a new high. You are setting a new high here as well, exactly where we are. So what has happened all these times right here? So what we can notice with all these examples is that of all the examples that we have had here of the price breaking into a new all-time high, there was only one instance here where the price broke out of the previous high, which was here, and then it came back below that previous high. It happened only single time. Take a look at this area here. You break into a new all-time high. You never tested it. So this is the single instance here. Take a look at this one here. You break that previous high. You don't even look back. You had a back test obviously, but that was later on, right? Then this time around, you break the previous high here. You just continue full beast mode here. And you can also see in this instance here, you break the previous high. You just continue to the upside. So in this situation, what is going to happen right here? So on the likelihood of things here, it would actually seem that it's unlikely that this price set here is going to dip below the previous high that we set here. The likely thing to happen is to see price continue to the upside. Now, the question obviously is how far, how high can we actually go, right, in the immediate short term? This is only in the immediate short term, as I mentioned, some short-term profits, obviously, right? So you can see that right here in this example, we managed to raise something like 74% from the previous high there. That was okay. It's some really good gains in the short term. Let's go to the next instance here. From the previous high to the other high that you set here, that was something like a 200 something percent. You can also go ahead and check this level here. You can see that's a 97%, and then at the other time here you can see something like an 89%, basically 90%. That's okay. And then in this instance here you can see something like a 124, 128. Let's go with that right here. So of all these instances here, this one was an anomaly obviously, because you can see that you even broke below. So this would have been, you know, a failure, right? Obviously. But out of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5 instances, one was a failure. That's something like 25%. Obviously, the sample size is really, really small. But on the likelihood of things, I would actually think that maybe it's something that is possible, that we can have, minimum of 100%. For immediate short-term gains, I think this is something that is really good. If you are enjoying with $1,000, yeah, you could actually walk away with $500. That's an easy trade in my own opinion. But obviously, none of what I say is financial advice. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say. This is just me presenting data of what has happened in the past. Now you can see that this is just a minimum before the price corrects maybe to backtest the previous high, as the price set always likes to do. So in my own opinion, there is really no rush to be FOMOing right now after all-time highs. It could really be risky, but if you're looking for short-term gains, I think the data actually supports something like that. As I've already said, this is not financial advice. So if you like the video, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and if you